trouble. First I'm excited.
Hey y'all, welcome. I'm so happy to see everyone here. Come on in. Y'all know what tonight is. On Tuesdays, we talk A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and we've got a special guest tonight. But let's bring out, our good sis who's here every week, same place, same time. Tyra over at Struggle Reviews TV. How are you today? And are you ready to get into the night and the kingdoms and the dunks and the eggs of it all?
Yes, I'm great and I'm ready because Egg, I see you. I see you, son. I know who you are. I'm in the streets. I'm ready.
I know you. I see you. I love you. Okay. And next we have a special guest, and I'll allow him to introduce himself, but we're so glad to have him. Polly, how are you? And are you ready to get into A Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
Absolutely. And I'm well. It's great to be here. Yeah, I've shared this thing out. Get on it in here. I'm so excited to be reunited with the struggles and now with my sweet perspective. So, yay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here. I hope I have enough slides. I think I do, to cover the major beats of the episode. But you guys come on in, say hello, let us know how you are. Give us your rating of the episode from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst possible thing ever and 10 being the best. Drop it in the chat so we can see where we stand. And we're going to start where we always start. Right here with overall thoughts. And Polly, I'm going to start with you because you're the fresh voice on the panel tonight.
Yeah.
Episode 2, what were your overall thoughts?
I'm in love. Is it possible to be in love with a TV show this quickly? Yeah, there's no holes in this show so far. And it's called Hard Salt Beef. That's the name of the episode. It's got a little bit of everything, but at the heart of it, it's these two. And then of course it's great casting, fantastic characters, fantastic writing, and they're literally pulling lines out of the books. So I am I'm beyond entertained with the first 2 episodes.
Love it. Tyra, we know how you felt last week about the first episode. Coming into episode 2, did this move you? How did you feel? What were your overall thoughts?
Once again, I'm excited. You know that this is not my cup of tea. And you know that I'm also new to the universe overall. I have not read one book. I don't know any of the lore. But from what I do know, I can say with our little baby Egg here, the information that I feel like they led on to this episode, I thought it was going to be something that they were going to hold and kind of wait on. So I'm like, if you're revealing something like that this early, it must be something juicy about to take place. But I did enjoy the fact that I feel like it is kind of the tempo and the tonal shifts in the show. They weren't as blunt here because it was almost slapstick SNL parody, which I did not mind first episode, but it felt like they kind of drew back here and we found like a good medium. I enjoyed it. I feel like I'm just looking forward to what's about to happen because we got a long way to go. I'll just say that.
We definitely do. This has actually been my favorite episode thus far. I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat. I love an epic journey. I love an underdog on his way to greatness. We got some really good foreshadowing in this episode. We met some awesome characters who I feel like are going to be pivotal down the road. So I'm really excited. This to me was chef's kiss. Outside of Sir Pennywise in his third leg, I was really good. And I see you here, Sea Golden. Yes, because I said, what are we doing? Uncircumcised at that. HBO Max must be stopped. I don't even know how we're producing these things, but I'm here for it. I thought this episode was great. I loved it. So let's see the ratings. I see a 7 over here, and Polly, I'm going to move you up to the top because I don't mind getting blocked out for the comments, but I want you guys.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
There we go. And let's see. Oh, I don't want to be that big. Okay, so C Golden gave it a 7. I see Andrew gave it an 8. Danny says 6 or 7 out of 10. All right. Dane,
Wow.
of course. He's like a 5. Dred
Wow.
Shinobi, 8. Okay, 7.5. Pamela, all right. All right, I'm gonna give this a strong 8.5. I really enjoyed this episode. I did. I thought it was good, but we'll get into the rest of it all. So as we start out, we're going back to the past. But again, as Polly said, episode 2, Hard Salt Beef. After appealing to the various lords assembled at Ashford, Dunk seizes his chance to make his pitch to Baelor Targaryen. And we kind of see how that evolves. But getting into the things, in the beginning, we're reminiscing. Of course, we're reminiscing with Sir Pennywise and the thing of it all. And we're reminiscing really with rose-colored glasses, right? Because who was Sir Pennywise? He's not remembered by anyone for being exceptional or great. He hasn't won any tourneys. Who was he? And so we kind of get a bit of the truth still mixed in with who he was to Dunk. Dunk says, he may have been a whoremonger. He may have been not notable. He may have been this and that, but he treated me well, right? And so I really want to do my best to honor his name and all of the lessons that he taught me over the years. Do I need the explicit nature? I don't. Me and my delicate sensibilities, but I mean, we're getting to know who the man was, and we're getting to know Dunk. Yeah, I know it's Penny Tree. I call him Pennywise. It's my nickname for him. But Polly, I'll start with you. What did you think of our opening sequence and Dunk really just looking back on the past and talking to Egg about who Sir Arlen was?
I think it's wonderful going back because, as we're getting to like Dunk, who raised him? And is an imperfect man, but, he was a good man too. I'm talking about Pennytree. He had a lot of good, he passed down a lot of, good virtues, even though he was a scoundrel. But it is also too this thing of like lore and myth kind of played it in the episode. It's like, hey, he won 4 battles. No, he won 7, So that I think that all falls in line with it. And we tend to do that with those people that we were fond of in the past, especially after they've passed away. This guy buried him, and it was a very stark opening, and then it became very funny. I'm going back to episode 1 right away, and if you notice, they keep so far with the 2 episodes, they start almost kind of at the same scene, the same setting of the tree, and then end with him and an egg looking up to the stars, going to sleep. Absolutely wonderful. So reminiscing with rose-colored glasses, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and you get a little bit more of who Penny Tree or Pennywise is. So I loved it, and yeah. I could go on, but that's what I got so far.
Absolutely. And I think as the story goes on and builds, I think we'll get a lot more of Sir Arlen and really who he was, because this was a little bit tempered with more truth than it was in episode 1 when Dunk kind of goes back and is reminiscing on things. Tyra, what did you think about our opening sequence? And, Dunk, he was a dogged fighter. He wasn't good at it because I wore him out, but he never quit, Tyra.
I'm just trying to understand how are we supposed to focus on anything when he led with a baby leg and satisfied many women in his day. I said, what are we doing here, HBO? Why is this in my face so early in the episode? And why are we lingering here for so long? It was so much of it. But beyond that, the reminiscing with rose-colored glasses situation scares me a bit with Dunk. I do love that he respects him and Penny is revered and he taught me so many things, good or bad, because he only beat me when I deserved it on Sundays, But as long as we are lingering here, we're not coming into our own because he's still reminiscing on how great he was and how am I supposed to live up to this expectation? How am I supposed to do that anyway if nobody actually remembers who he is? But you're still like placing yourself in this shadow and you're still relying on, well, if you don't know him, maybe this person does. Like I said, last review, I was hoping that we would kind of get beyond that. Like, well, hell, no one remembers him. So it's up for me to make my own name by myself, and it starts here now today. Nope. As soon as the episode starts, so do you remember? Remember he saved you back then that one time? He was leading the brigade in the front. Well, kind of not in the front because he couldn't fight, but he was there and he was committed. Yeah, I don't know who that is. He's just still kind of stuck here. But I think as we go on, those rose-colored glasses will drop, and then it'll be like, yeah, he was this, but he was also terrible. This is bad too. Maybe this is a trait that I should leave. I think he'll know what to take away and what to leave. But just right now at this moment, it just shows me that he doesn't quite have any faith in himself. And it's just all about who Penny was. But who is Dunk outside of Penny? Because it ain't like Penny could fight from what we can see.
Absolutely. And I love how they're kind of play on that towards the end when we get to talk to the Targaryens. It's like, no, you're going to have to chart out your own path and you need a new sigil, but we'll get to that, of course. So now it's Egg, right? And we're going in. And at this point, Egg is really sick of hearing about Sir Arlen because what the hell? He was an ish knight. Nobody knows him, Dunk. We need to find another way to get you into the tourney. And don't let these people play on your top. You're a hedge knight. You go in there and you tell them who you are. You believe in yourself. And Dunk is like, yeah, I'm not really great at that. And I thought that was really probably what really sucked me into the episode. Both Dunk and Egg are super vulnerable with each other throughout this entire episode about their insecurities, about these things that I don't feel comfortable with. Like, yeah, they view me this way. Yeah, and they think I'm puny. You know, there's all of these different things at play, but I love how each of them kind of feed the other, right? Even in this moment, it's like, no, you walk in there, Dunk, like you're somebody and you're going somewhere and you're going to be somebody. And I said, Egg, you better give him free game and help him with his confidence, because that'll be Dunk's biggest thing. I loved in the first portion, we do get a little bit of a fight sequence, and he's dogged as well in his fighting ability is what it looks like to me from the little scene we get to see with him sparring with Arlen. So I think Dunk has everything he needs to succeed here. I think confidence is going to be the big thing. But Tyra, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of this pep talk, Egg, and this dose of reality? Because clearly Sir Arlen was crap. He was a crap knight, buddy. We're going to have to use a different angle.
First of all, Egg is the most precious thing I've ever seen in my life. He's so cute. Something about, I don't know, it's probably bad, but something about Egg gives me like the precious. Or like, what is the little, it does, I'm sorry. What is the little fella? I don't know which Harry Potter it is, but he's like,
Dobby,
Master gave Dobby a sock. It's very
Dobby.
Master gave Dobby a sock.
Yeah.
It's very that, and it's something really adorable about him. Like, I love how optimistic he is, but he has this wisdom because, of course, we know eventually who he is. So he can give him some game, but I can't tell you everything because I don't want to reveal who I am. But I can tell you enough to know that, baby, you don't need these people. You don't need to pour into. You have confidence in yourself. Be who you are for your pride. Like, come on. I love him speaking truth to power, and they're both gonna need each other. I feel like he sought out Dunk because Dunk represents something that he probably wasn't getting at home and why he ran away in the first place. And they're both going to just grow together. I'm just feeling like they're going to just try to hurt my feelings and separate the two when we figure out who Egg is. And I'm just not going to be prepared for that. I don't know what's in that book, but it's very, Dobby. Oh, I just love him so much because he's so positive, and I'm really looking forward to knowing what was poured into him for him to reject it and want to leave and seek out somebody like Dunk. And I'm just hoping that he hasn't been hurt or pressured or whatever. But if we're willing to go this extent and conceal ourselves, it must be something pretty bad. But I love him pouring into him, especially when they have the conversation. He's like, okay, well, they said I was stupid, and well, yeah, they just said I was stupid. Like, aren't you going to pour into me? Because they said, yeah, because I'm tiny. Well, I don't have to tell you my business. I don't have to share that with you. I thought you were going to pour something into me. It's like, well, no, we're not going to pour it just yet because Dunk isn't ready, but eventually he will.
For sure. Polly, what did you think of this moment with Egg? And don't let them play with you. You're somebody, Dunk. You can do this. What did you think of the encouragement here and the conversation between these two early in the episode?
This is one of those, high IQ Mensa kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, wait, how old are you? Are you sure you're not an adult? I'm also getting a Cyrano de Bergerac vibes where it's like he's feeding Dunk all the wisdom of the world. This kid is just so smart, just really on human behavior, on how people are. And he's like, why are you kissing those people's butts? You know, they're no better than us. And he's like, well, they are better. It's like, no, they're not. Yeah, he's fantastic. And listen, I think I don't know. I don't know. No spoilers here, but I got a feeling there's a reason why his head is shaved.
For sure.
And I've seen both episodes twice now, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. I see Egg, and when he's big boy Egg, and when he's like, put me down. But yeah, this was a great scene among many great scenes where he gives him just wonderful pep talks, and there's humor. They're just wonderful off each other. The casting is perfect.
Chef's kiss. Absolutely. And I was just
Chef's
reading an article and George R.R. Martin, because there's drama around House of the Dragon, the showrunner, all of that. But George R.R. Martin couldn't be more pleased with the showrunner on this show, the casting. He says he really loves everything about this season, and says this is really true to his vision of who he saw as Egg and Dunk. So I feel the chemistry as well. So now we're here. We're back. We're back ready to try still to get into the tourney. And Dunk is just steadily disrespected and rejected anywhere he goes, whether it's in to try to help with the horse, because that's a whole other thing. But even I just want to talk to you. Do you remember Sir Arlen? He did fight for you guys. Like, is there a chance? No, and get out of our face, Ser Duncan the Tall, if that's going to be your name for real. You would think this would break his spirit. I just really love how resilient Dunk is and how determined he is. Really, he's like, I'm not going to quit. If you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to sneak in and I'm going to spy if I need to. And of course, I have slides for that. But Polly, I'm going to start with you. Dunk is steadily being disrespected and rejected everywhere he turns, even by the barn keeper or whoever. It's like, are you a Targaryen? Then get the hell out of my face. Like, who are you? This is not for you. Please.
Okay. All right. No, it's not just the stable boy. It's everyone. Hookers to lords to earls. It's like, dang, this guy cannot catch a break. All because he's kind of a galoot. And he kind of just wants to, like, he's been shy that whole time. But you talk about an actor taking advantage of one line. Was that stable boy? Are you Targaryen? No. Well, would you kindly get the fuck out of the way? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to? Can I curse? I'm sorry, my sweet. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Okay, all right. But that line was just incredible. Would you kindly F the hell out of the way? I mean, God, even the smallest people in this show are just like walking all over him. But I will say this, and this is a testament to the way it's being directed in regards to the camera frame, whether it's a master shot or a mid shot. You always seen how big Dunk is. It is incredible. You're like, oh my God, like, and so it's great depth of field. And they're always reminding you what a giant he really is. And just, like you said, people walking all over him. He won't give up though. He's not giving up. And then and I know we're going to discuss this. He is tenacious. So that's a good thing. It's funny because our insecurity, it's at fight or flight, so he is fighting. He's like, I got to get in this thing. So yeah. So, sorry guys in the chat.
His destiny is hinged on this moment, Tyra. Yeah. Like, he's got to find a way in, because if he doesn't, what was Sir Arlen's life worth? Because like you said earlier, everything now is kind of based on this perceived legacy that he needs to carry on because of what Sir Arlen invested in him. So what do you think about the constant disrespect and his resilience? Like, I'm going to keep going. I don't care what they say.
I mean, we're resilient, but I feel like he's still residing in the space of what everybody always told me how dumb I was. I don't think he believes in himself just yet. And even though he's towering over everybody, like, he doesn't really carry himself with like true like pride and dignity, or his show is definitely not any grace there. It's it's that need to carry on like the legacy and Sir Penny, and I need to do this for him. But what do you want to do for yourself? How much are you invested in this? Like, he needs to realize what he has at stake here and why he wants to do it outside of Penny and honoring his memory or legacy and what was passed on to me. And I know that's, the space that they reside in when you become a squire or whatever it is. But it just feels like right now, okay, he's passed and this is what I was supposed to do and I have to ring true to that. But how much of that is Penny and how much of it is you? I think once he realizes what his stakes are in it, which will probably be Egg and that nice black woman with them puppets, that's probably going to be the real push. That's probably going to be the real thing. But right now it's just all about that. All the rejection and disrespect. It's really funny. It just rolls off of his back because I think he still believes it's true. Like, I don't deserve to be here or talk. And I don't even care about how he looks. Like, right now, we still beating him clothes on a rock. That's fine. But it's all about, once you believe in yourself and carry yourself like you're someone, it won't matter how you show up because it'll be reflected in your inner being. It's not there yet because it's not up there yet. So I think when the two connects, we can really move in these rooms and it won't matter what our status is. But right now, we're getting rejected and disrespected every single time.
At every turn. But now we get to the fun part. This was exciting. Let me get in my bag. Let me get in my Game of Thrones Westeros bag and get into these houses and remember who everyone is. And so the fine one, Mr. Zaddy with the salt and pepper. You're wondering, why is his hair dark? Yet he's a Targaryen. That is Baelor, right? But his people are the Martells. And so his mother had very dark hair, which is why he's like John. You know what I mean? He was half Targaryen, half Martell, right? And Baelor is the heir apparent, right? He was the firstborn, and he's next in line to inherit the Iron Throne. But for now, he's serving as Hand of the King, right? He's the gracious one, the kind one, the one I have another slide for, and we'll talk about that. Maekar, on the other side, is the younger brother. He is the father of Aerion, which is the one we know is going to be hell. When he rode up on his horse, we knew instantly he's going to be a disaster. And so these are the three Targaryens that we actually meet on the screen this episode. Tyra, I'm going to start with you. Just initial impressions, really knowing nothing more than what I've just told you and what you saw. How do these people frame up? Can these people all be trusted? And what are the vibes? What are you getting from these Targaryens?
Yeah, thank you for that, because I know nothing Jon Snow. I don't know who these people are. Outside of the white hair. Baelor is Bay. Baelor is an ally. Baelor saw him. And I'm sure he is, because if you saying like he's 50-50 and he's not whole and he doesn't carry enough of the trait or whatever to have the white hair. So he's probably experienced some type of being an outsider or outcast or having to prove himself. I don't know, but the Targaryens seem to be white hair or bust from what I saw over there in those Game of Thrones streets. So the fact that he's here and he's present, he's active, and he does have the power to say so or whatever, that means that he's someone. And if you can see me and be some type of ally, because we're going to need somebody to get up out of this rut and stop being disrespected. I like that he heard him out and he listened and he didn't instantly reject Dunk just because of how he looked or what he didn't have or brought to. Even though Dunk got in there, I said, Dunk, Lord, you got one job. Don't come like, yeah, I'm sure we won't find him dead. I'm sure he's alive and Dunk, you have one job. Don't get in here and say that. Maker, terrible individual. I don't see anything redeemable. I feel like it's bad. I don't know. We didn't get a whole lot of time with him, but between him and the son, it seems like birds of a feather for me. I don't know if Egg is who I think he is. These two are why my baby left. Okay, it's them. So I don't see anything good coming from them because Egg seems to be a good judge of character and have all this wisdom. And he rejected that. But I like the fact that Bayer, he not only saw him, but he gave advice and he told him what we need to see. Like, you have to create your own out of this. You can't keep holding on to his legacy, even though I remember exactly who he is and what he contributed. And that says a lot about Bayer's character, because Maker was like, you remember that little mangy random, you know how many people we encounter? Yeah, I remember, the people that I need to. And I'm good with faces and names. So he is, maybe telling the truth, but you're not an heir, you're not a son. So this is what we need to do now. Maybe you can. And maybe he'll be the person to help get him there. And we're going to need somebody when we find out who Egg is. But Can't be trusted over there. We never trust the white hairs. I don't know what's in them. Was it House of Dragon Streets? Maybe it's some good white hair over there. I'll watch it one day. But from the one white hair people that I've seen over there in Game of Thrones, they're awful beings. Absolutely not.
It's a mixture, but Bay is definitely zaddy, and he's definitely a kind man, and he's known as being just in the lore of everything. He was a very just person in the Targaryen line. But Polly, I want to know from you, initial impressions, first impressions on these Targaryens. Can any of them be trusted, and who do you have your eye on?
No, absolutely, they cannot be trusted. This is the Corleones, man. This is after Michael has gone to the dark side. You know what I'm saying? Is that Baelor is charismatic, he's wonderful, but he's Michael Corleone. You know, after he's taken care of Daddy. So you got to look out for these guys. Now that being said, because the Targaryens are they're mafia, man. These guys are just ruthless. That being said, it was a wonderful scene. It's a wonderful scene in his interactions with Dunk, Baelor, that is. So for right now, I'm going off of his, just his kind of giving Dunk the audience. That was pretty cool. Whereas Maekar, I mean, that guy was ready to kill him, man. I mean, gosh, this guy was just, you talk about having how was your ride over from the other town, because he had like such an attitude to he's just so cantankerous. And Aegon had a little funny moment, dismounting off the horse, kind of mistaken. So, but they're Targaryens. It is. There's some hearts are going to be broken, especially with Aeg, if I'm seeing what I'm seeing. But going off of Baelor, listen, he's given Duncan a chance to prove himself, so that's something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And going on over here, just to kind of give a little bit of background as to what's happening. Aegon is not the only missing son, right? Because I know immediately we're like, Aegon. You think about the Meister at the wall and all of those things that we saw in Game of Thrones, but he actually has two sons that are missing. And the plan is that Aegon was going to squire for his older brothers. They were both supposed to be in the tourney, Aerion and Darren. Darren, we haven't even seen yet. We don't know where Darren is, who Darren is, what Darren even looks like. And I'm really curious about if they're going to introduce him. They allude to him, but I don't believe in the episode they actually mention him by name. But basically, Aegon was supposed to squire. Now they're missing, and he's like, they better be out of the land of the living. And so it's hilarious when Dunk later is like, they'll both be. I hope they're found living. Like, they won't be dead. I trust that they won't be dead. But that's kind of where we're at. He's stressed out because where are my kids? And of course, Uncle Bay is like, it'll be fine. It'll all work out. And ultimately, he says, I don't think they needed to be in the tourney anyway. So I'm very curious about what Aerion's prowess is as far as a fighter. Also, who this son Darren is, and if we'll get to meet them. Polly, you know some of the lore. What did you think about as far as the missing sons, and why am I still proceeding to the tourney? Do they really expect to find them? What are the vibes that you got from this?
Yeah, I am a little lost in the weeds with that. I will admit it, right? So, and then kind of because this is so many years after House of Dragons, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they all related, and why some are dark haired, why some are still blonde? So I have to admit, I was a little lost in the weeds with that there's two missing. Okay, they didn't specify if they're how old they are. Like you said, one is squiring, and then you're seeing Egg watch the actual joust. I know we're going to get to it, and he was this thing with his hands and looking at the other squire. So, but yeah, I think that's really all I got right now. I think what was interesting was when he said to this Targaryen is like, I hope your sons aren't dead. His reaction.
Yeah.
I'm like, was he what was that? Does he know about their demise? Is their demise? Did he want? Did they take again? This is high Shakespearean drama here. So maybe there was some parts of the family they're taking out each other, which is House of the Dragon. So yeah, that's what I got.
And that wouldn't be uncommon with Targaryens. That wouldn't be, far off the pale. Tyra, two of the sons are missing. What does this give you any foreshadowing about what's to come? Any idea of what's going on? And are we going to meet this other son, Darren? Because again, he has two, according to the lore, that are supposed to be in this tourney, and he wanted Aegon to squire for them.
If we're still continuing on, is it like a show must go on with the tourney type thing? Because if my sons were missing and I cared that much, I would be out looking for them. They're not. I mean, one would be like, okay, especially one who's of age and not our little squire. But they're not like actively seeking them out. It's just like, oh, where are they? Like, wouldn't we be looking for them if we cared that much? I don't think we care all that much.
Mhm.
I just couldn't. I didn't know what to read into it. I thought that we were going to be having side quests of we're sending people northwest, southeast, and west in search of my sons, and I haven't. Maybe we are, and we just didn't say that. But it just didn't feel like it was hell and high water if we didn't find our sons. And it's just like, well, the son that needs to be here is here, but the both of you were really supposed to be here, and that one was supposed to be a squire. But if they aren't, are we really stuck out in the way because you can really do the job of both of them? We really don't need them, but I want to know where they are because I'm disappointed that they aren't here. Like, I'm more upset that they aren't here and I want them here so I can yell at them. Not because, oh my God, my loving children, where are my sons, my heart? It's not giving that. So how much do we really care?
I don't know if they care too much. And yeah, we definitely addressed that Tytos Blackwood. Baelor is dark haired because his mother is a Martell, and the Martells are Dornish. Absolutely. Hey, D Movie Man, what's going on? Pulling up because Polly Pocket said he was popping through, and I had to support the ladies right quick, but I definitely have to catch up on the season. I've heard nothing but great things. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, D Movie Man? D is one of our writers on our website.
Awesome.
So he is turning in a review on the movie Klika. So yeah, we've been working with D for the last few months now. He's a fantastic writer. Love you, D.
Come on, D.
Mhm.
Not surprised.
Check out the website, you guys. And so, of course, now we have the initial meeting between Dunk and Arian. And I mean, subtle foreshadowing. This looks like an arch nemesis if I've ever seen one. It looks like someone that I'm going to do battle with. It looks like it means war to me because you disrespect me up on that horse and you get down here and you're a little person. I was like, you just come up to Dunk's hip and you have all of that mouth. But in true Targaryen fashion, this is how they move. I expect him to be incredibly wicked. I expect him to be a Bond villain at this point. Tyra, I'm starting with you. Is this subtle foreshadowing or do we definitely know this is going to be an issue?
Girl, how subtle was it? He gonna go and try to grip up that puppet lady in the next episode. Watch. This is bad. It's all bad. We already have him getting sized up. Like, you know what? Gather the horses, stable boy. Like, I'm not here for that. Well, I don't do that. Well, what are you here for? You couldn't possibly be here at the capacity of a knight. You can't fight. You look dusty. What else? You're a servant, right? Like, no, I'm not. I'm Ser Duncan. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's already looking his nose down as naturally as he would because of course we are a Targaryen, but like once we're face to face and he's not going to see him, let alone an equal, but as like a formidable opponent, like he's going to scoff like, what are you doing? Get off that horse. What are you doing here? I think it's just going to be like I can't curse. It's gonna be a mess, okay? It's gonna be a hot mess because when we have this, and then it's like, not only are you here, but is that my brother next to you? Yeah, you got to go down. You have to go down. It's gonna be really, really messy. But I didn't think that this was all that subtle. It's like, yeah, we have beef, and it's beef forever. That's what he gave.
It's feeling that way. Polly, was this subtle foreshadowing or very clear foreshadowing of what the future holds for Dunk and Arian and going forward?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. This guy's a punk. Talking about like, hey, finch me a wench and some beer, and oh, you're not gonna do my horse, all right. It's like the horse is the first thing, then a wench and some beer. Then he gets off the horse. Yeah. yeah. This is a bad things to come. Uh, and you know what's interesting? He gets off the horse, right? And he's like, okay, whatever. And he goes and walks away. Immediately, his horse that you see right there almost knocks out one of the stable guys. And horse whisperer Dunk puts his hand on the horse. It's all right, buddy. I mean, it's like, this guy's got all the skills. This guy's very in tune. I like that. Those are like little subtle characteristics that I love about Dunk, and he brings him into the stable. Anyways, I like the horse more than I like this guy.
I love that. I was watching
Yeah.
throughout the entire episode, especially on my second watch, and was really like, okay, so they're really kind of implanting or giving us the foundation for who Dunk is as a man. He's got integrity. He's got a way with animals. He seems to, have prowess when it comes to fighting, like all of these things that a good knight would make. And of course, we're gonna get some encouragement here in just a few short moments, which I thought was really neat. The Kingsguard coming in looking real Lannister-ish, though. I will say
Yeah.
that. Sir Donnell and Sir Roland come in,
Yeah.
and I was like, y'all are looking real Jamie. But of course, that's probably because of the garb. The Kingsguard knight, look, whatever, hasn't changed much from then until we get to the events of the Game of Thrones. But this was so encouraging to me, especially our conversation with one of the men, I believe Sir Roland. And it's very much, weren't your family crabbers? Like, how did you become this distinguished knight in the Kingsguard? And, this is your sworn brother who has a name and has a family and has a house. Like, how did this happen for you? And he's like, the same way we became crabbers. I loved this moment. I really felt like this was kind of the motivation that Dunk needed to see, like this could happen. Like, because where are you from? I'm from nowhere. Yeah, me too. Then how did you get here? And him kind of just imparting that. I thought it was so inspirational. I loved it. And like I said, I'm not mad at a Lannister moment. And that's what they were giving. They're not Lannisters, but it just felt Jamie all over again for me, But Polly, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of this exchange here? And do you think it's going to be motivation for Dunk just to push forward? Like, this too can be you in the Kingsguard.
We're the audience is Dunk, right? We're the regular person, and you're getting all the different class systems, like what's going, like different places, where you can be upperly mobile, where you can't. You're getting the rules, and it's very well done with this little exchange here, and and then of course they ask, well, can you tell me where I can do a proper potty? And he's like, no, I don't know. I don't know this spot. But yeah, it was a nice exchange. I definitely want to see more of them. Did I see, correct me if I'm wrong, because it was kind of dark. Were they jousting? Did we see them later on, or they're just separate?
I don't know. I didn't notice their gear, or whatever it's called. I didn't notice their armor. Excuse me.
Armor.
But it was dark too. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think the Kingsguard does that though. Yeah. I could be wrong, but yeah. And they weren't. I feel that they weren't like dissing Dunk, like obviously like the Targaryen did, but it was like almost like one on top of the other, right? It was that scene, the horses, and then they come in. So the pacing of this, the writing, it really was keeping me on my toes. Yeah.
Absolutely. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. Tyra.
Please don't be no Lannisters. Oh
They're
gosh.
not Lannisters.
We're Lannisters. Ugh. This was nice. I think it would weigh on us too much if we just went through 2 whole episodes of him being just rejected and disrespected. Like, oh, like okay, like okay, we get it. That I like that we had this, or Bailey have some words of encouragement for him, just to know that, like, if we can do it, then you can do it too. I thought this was sweet. They look nice. I was like, where y'all work at? what part of the guard are you? You guys look really, really clean. It's like, well, if you started here and you got there, then you can too. I'm hoping that is not a one-off, and we have, because we need some lines of I need something from a boy. I thought at this episode, like, okay, he's gonna accept nobody knows who Ser Penny is, and when we get to episode 2, it's just gonna be about rebuilding. But I didn't know personally how distraught and it just how down he was, and how he was told he was dumb all his life. He got beat only on Sundays and stuff. He's had a hard not life. It hasn't been the best thing. So I think he's going to need all of the encouragement that he can get. And unfortunately, we can't just take it for face value if it's Egg, because you're just a little boy. What do you know? Even though Egg be dropping knowledge and telling you what you need to hear, if it's coming from a King's Guard or someone like a Bailey or something, then it's like, oh, okay, I can believe it then. So if we're getting it and it's clicking on all cylinders from all 3 of them, I think that'll push and motivate him to just keep going, even if he is constantly being rejected or doesn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. But he hasn't been like, I don't feel like he's been just down on himself or in the dumps to, you know what, hey, maybe I should give up now. He hasn't displayed those qualities yet. So I'm scared of what it would take for him to be like, okay, maybe I need to walk away, because if it hasn't been all this constant rejection, it must be something pretty bad.
Mm. Okay. But yeah, so the one on the left is Donald of Duskendale, and then the other is Sir Roland Crackle. And again, Sir Roland Crackle was the one who were crabbers and made their way and all that. But I loved it. And if you know about the lore as far as what's going to happen with Dunk's character later in life, I kind of love to see this on the screen. I thought that was really cool. And so now finally we're in the actual meeting with Bay, with Baelor Targaryen. And of course, you guys kind of covered this, a hand up and some advice. And I love this because I do think it's pivotal to Dunk's narrative, in that, like Tyra was talking about earlier, I have to let some things go from the past, and I have to embark on this new journey with my own name, my new sigil, my own crest. Like, this is going to represent who I want to be going forward. I love this moment between them, even though we have brother on the side, Maekar, being a hater during the whole interaction. I thought this was another moment of encouragement. And for the most part, we've seen Dunk be surprisingly upbeat, considering everything. Later, we're going to see that crack a little bit. And of course, we'll talk about it. But did you want to add anything else to this? I know we covered this already earlier when we were introduced to the Targaryens.
I love when the little teenagers say, "You just about as dumb as a box of rocks." Like, let me get out this hallway. Do you know what this means? Like, they didn't kill people for less. They started wars for less. What do you do? You know what? Let me get away from you, because clearly you're dumb. I hope this is an olive branch, because if we could remember Ser Penny, who had his shortcomings in more ways than one, if you have someone here as respectable and noble and just nice, and he just seems to have all the qualities outside of the other existential things that he needs as a knight to really become just full blown in his pocket of who he is. I think he's going to be revered and remembered, because it's like, if you remembered Ser Penny, okay. So Ser Penny didn't seem from what we've seen too much to write home about, but he remembered him. You're going to remember him, and if we can get over here with Dunk and he leaves me something to remember, he might want to, use him or have ties to him in some way that benefits him later on. So I think that this relationship can grow to be something really important, because he took out the time to hear him out, and he didn't have to.
Absolutely. I loved it. He was like, I think I really enjoyed Baelor respecting the space and where he was. And it's like, no, brother, this isn't our space. We're not here just for us. I think that's indicative of who he is as a man. I can't wait to see who Bay is. I really adore him already. Like, and I'm not all up on the Targaryens like that, but I adore him. Anything you want to add to this, Polly? I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but what did you think of this scene, the interaction, and all the eyes? Because everyone around was in shock. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is bold to come in here and confront the target, the hand of the king. Like, this is big.
Oh, he snuck in. like he snuck it through the kitchen. Saw another, heard their conversation, and then was listening. And then, like you said, with the princess, fantastic scene. I mean, because like you said, you had the two main characters in that scene, but then you had the brother, the son, and then the two locals, like the local nobleman, and then the master of the games. So all ping ponging off of Baelor, right? He was like, so they were except for the brother. The brother was just like couldn't be bothered. He's like, everyone's trifling here. They were all hanging on Baylor's words, and it was a wonderful exchange. But as he's walking out, you got to remember, hey, you can't use you're not blood heir. You got to get your own shield. You got to get your own design. You got to get your own branding. And yeah, that was a really wonderful scene. But I gotta say, and I hope I'm wrong, I just don't want your heart to be broken when Baylor comes out, Sonny Corleone style. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but I hope you're wrong.
I was hoping that
I hope
this
I'm wrong. I
isn't
hope I'm wrong.
this isn't something that could come back to him, because he did, with his little goofy self. Well, yeah, hopefully your sons are going to be found and nobody's dead and this, that, and the third. If you are tied to Egg or whatever transpire, and we don't know what's going on with the other missing son, could this potentially be something to come back? Because I remember you were in my face and you said this one thing this one time, and now you're suspiciously with my other son. Do you know where my other son is? Like, could it be something negative? I hope not.
Well, Baylor's just the uncle. I really think he's going to be impartial. Like, I really do. I think he's going to be fair. He's known for being just. I'm just going to say that. So I think Baylor is him in real life. But I mean,
as soon as somebody find Ashley, you be over there giving hops.
The good looking ones tend to be, I'm just saying, they tend to be a little bit more diplomatic. I'm just going to sit it right there.
This is true. This is true.
But now we have Tansel too tall. She's gonna be too tall for me. Cause all right, sis. Yeah, because I'm her. I do all of the things. And so Dunk, we know this is his crush. We know this was immediate love at first sight. When he saw her on the stage, he said, "Love you, gotta have you. I need you, baby, in my life." So this is my first step, right? I need a new sigil. And she says she paints, she makes all the puppets. Like, that's not where we were there initially. But as she started talking, like, oh, okay, yeah, we do all this. My uncle, does the puppets. I do the painting. Like, we got you. And he's like, well, could you, maybe help me with this branding, as Polly says, and, falling all over his words. This was so adorable. She's really like, okay, what's next? Yeah, do a tree. Do this, do this, do this. And I think Dunk adds the stars. Like, yeah, and put some stars up there. But we got the design.
Yeah.
And we forged, I believe, a connection. Now, is Miss Too Tall going to be into Big Dunk? Polly, what do you think of this? Because we know he's got eyes for her already. Where is this going?
Oh, she's wonderful, but she's her own woman, which is great. But she's never talks down to him. It's a wonderful relationship. I hope I hope no hearts are broken too deeply. I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to think about. That's like that's now I'm getting anxiety because I'm like, someone's gonna die or someone's gonna get rejected. But yeah. What a beautiful moment too, in regards to adding that shooting star. That was a nice touch from episode 1, as far as his new sign. And every time he said something wrong, Egg was like, really, boy? I gotta do everything around here. I gotta, you don't even know how to talk to a woman. Great scene. We'll see. I just hope he, no hearts are broken, and it would be really nice, and good job on casting too. I love the non-traditional casting. Wherever I can take it, I'm down with it, and it feels organic, and bravo to that as well.
Absolutely. I like the vibe. I like the chemistry. I liked Egg. Like, to your point earlier, Paula, where you said Cyrano de Bergerac. I was like, yeah, he's going to have to feed him this game because Dunk doesn't have it on his own. Like, Egg Egg is that one, and Dunk needs him in this moment. Tyra, what do you think about this? Do you feel the chemistry between Miss Too Tall and a Big Dunk over here? Is this going somewhere, or are we going nowhere fast with this connection?
I mean, with the help of Egg, like, Lord, can you walk and chew gum at the same time? Egg's like, yeah, and a tree. You know the tree? Yeah, can you add some? Can you do it? Like, can you spit a little game? Oh my gosh. I really love Egg in this moment because he comes through with the assist, like, oh yeah, guess he's not gonna say anything. I've never seen flames like that. Is that pollen? Like, yeah, like can you add something to the conversation, Doug? Please, I can't do it all by myself. He's gonna need him. The chemistry is nice. You know, we always have to have a Tansel or damsel in distress. They about to try to take her through there. Mm-hmm.
Tansel in distress. Look at you.
They are. They're about to try to take her through there. We know.
I love your witty wordplay, girl.
she's a catalyst for something. I hope it's nothing too bad. But like I was saying, Dunk needs that push. And it's going to be like, oh, okay, now I have something and someone to fight for outside of myself. And I think it's going to be Egg and Tansel here. He was trying really hard, though. She's like, yeah, you know, I was always too tall. It's like, well, no, I don't think you're too tall. I think you're tall enough to ride this ride. But he couldn't get it out. He couldn't tell that she was tall enough to ride this tall ride. I love that chemistry, and I like afterwards when he's like, Egg, did I come on? Like, how did you? Well, I think it went pretty well. I think you gave it everything you had. And it's just really, really adorable. But I love that Egg could come through with the assist because Egg knows who he's dealing with. Egg is good at reading people. He watches and listens all the time. So he's like, okay, yeah, you have no game, you have no skill. I must help you now. I love this. And she could have charged him. She could have gave him some type of little proposition. I didn't hear no payment exchange. It was like, yeah, I can do that for you because you don't get nothing free in these times. It's not like she was doing it for free.
We know Dunk gonna throw her some change, like how he did about the horse, and make sure she got a snack tonight. Like that hurt his feelings. But I'm over here. I'm over here with Dunk, and of course the new equipment. Because in addition to this, he does have to now buy new armor. The armor that he has isn't gonna fit because, of course, that was for Sir Pennywise, as I call him. But yeah, I'm interested to see where Miss Too Tall goes, and I too think there's gonna be some friction there. But I think that makes the best heroes, right? When you have something to fight for. So now we kind of add some levity to the episode. We have some fun with Lionel, honey, my boo. Y'all know I love Lionel Baratheon over here. And Egg. We have some tug of war moments, and we get to watch the joust. I thought this was so fun. Egg, you get on my shoulders. This is like we're going to the football game for the first time. This is tailgate. This is the actual event. I mean, Egg is in it. He knows his stuff. He knows what's happening. He's like, yeah, this is the favorite. This is, the Targaryen. He's going to do this. And all the while, he's really educating Dunk about how all this works. This immediately tells us Egg's had time to observe. He knows the houses. He knows the lords. He knows the knights. Like, this is not your average little boy from Flea Bottom. Polly, I'm starting with you. Some fun with Lionel and Egg. What did you think of this? Egg, this is the first time I really got to see Egg be a kid. And I loved it. I thought it was so fun.
I'm almost, bummed out I didn't get to do the first episode with you guys, because this was just so enchanting. This is almost reminiscent of like a 80s sword movie with some lightheartedness and some, frolicking and all that jousting and good old times of tug of war, right? And is it Lionel? Is that the name of the lead guy, was the nobleman there, and it says, "Come on!" And
Lionel, Lionel Baratheon,
he's fantastic. Oh my god! And then like they're doing the tug of war, and he's like, "I'm gonna take a break, and go get a swig," and he slaps the guy's butt. Yeah, you're doing great. What was cute was that when they were losing, Egg throws his legs up and wraps himself on the rope because I'm not going to lose. You're not going to lose on me because I know once I cross that mud line, we're done. Boy, what a smart kid, man! And then when they won, it's just like like you said, wonderful joy there, man. That was fantastic. And again, the buildup with the camera work, focusing on the mud and the what do you call it? The strategy. And then you see Dunk just digging with his feet, and it's like, I'm gonna carry all you guys. Oh, fantastic, man.
Dunk's a force. I can't wait to see him in full, in his full element, his fully realized self. I can't wait for that. Tyra, some fun with Lionel and Egg. Did you enjoy these scenes? Not only here, but also at the jousting match, and Egg just really cutting loose, because I'm having a good time.
Look here, Lionel. We're paying it forward right now. When I pull up and I need you for something, you better help me. Because from that first episode, it's all, buddy. And how'd you get in here? I was hungry. The whole dance off. We got our Robin Hood man in tights moments. But this here looks like I need somebody. I need some girth. I need some strength. Come on, buddy. Like, okay, well, if I can be here for that, I want you to return the favor, because we know that he's going to need stuff eventually. This was adorable. I love that we can tell that Egg is from one side of the tracks, because he's here and he's humble enough to know, like, I'm going to help out. I'm going to give my skill, even with my little body, where I can. My feet won't touch over there. I'm going to grab onto the rope, even though I know I'm probably not helping anything. But you can tell that he's from a certain echelon. He's like, oh my God, there's a bug in my cider. Like, I can't drink that. There's a bug in my cider.
That's right.
That's adorable. And even like getting into the match and the host like, that was a little grotesque. The biting off the head of the fish, that was a bit much, a bit performative for me. If it was me, I was making the calls. I maybe wouldn't have done that part, but lovely match. Oh boy, won't you say? Like, he's been out there. Egg has been out there. Like the motion, he's like, if you don't kick like this is like, oh my God, if you would have just raised your head and kicked twice, you would have won. I'm telling you the things I know. But it's enough, clues to tell us who Egg is and where he's been to know these things. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's enough. Get me off your shoulders. I don't want anybody to notice me up here. I don't want anybody to see me. But I just really love and appreciated the moment in the match in the tug of war. And it's like, oh my God, there's a bug in my cider. Waitress, can someone get this? I can't drink that. But he has a lot to offer. It's just really, really adorable. And they're like getting close really fast. It's like instant brothers in 2 episodes. And I love that the stakes are already set and it feels like we just met them.
Absolutely. I love it. Like I said, they were vulnerable with each other, and I really, really love that. And this was the moment for me. Because, because I'm kind of puny. I'm kind of small. No, you'll be fine. You're going to grow up and it'll be, fine. People call me stupid. Crickets. And he's like, and then what do you say? Like, when they call you stupid, what do you, like, like, Dunk, please. Basically, I just take it. And I love this moment because it really is indicative of who these characters are, right? So, yeah, I'm puny and I'll be better. Okay, that's fine. But when people call you stupid, what do you do with that, Dunk? And I think Dunk is going to learn what to do. And I really thought this was a great moment of impartation and vulnerability, right? Because, this is the first time really Egg has shown any sign of, I guess, weakness. I don't want to call it weakness, but how he looks at himself and maybe how he's been talked to, right? Like, you're a runt, you're small, you're puny, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? And so I really like that he felt comfortable enough with Dunk at this moment to know that. And they always talk about kids have this sixth sense when it comes to people who to trust and who are really good people. And I love that he feels comfortable with Dunk and vice versa. Even at this moment, I can tell Dunk will do whatever to defend and make sure that Egg is safe. I thought this was a funny moment, but also a very telling moment of who both of these characters are. And I liked how Egg was able to open up. Tyra, I'm starting with you. People call me stupid. They call me stupid all the time.
It's like, and... Well, yeah. And it was sad because it's like, oh, you still right now at this moment believe that you're stupid or you're dumb or you're not capable. Like, that's sad, man. Like, oh, that was sad. But you can tell that he still felt it. It's like, I don't have to explain myself to you. We don't have to share that. That's enough. Like, let's stop this here. But the whole, like, I'm puny. I was always told that I was small. He's like, you'll grow. No, I'm of age. I'm still tiny. It's like, well, yeah, you could just tell what's prioritized in the family. And if he's considered the runt and he's not going to amount to much, he's not being prioritized. He's not being treated well. He's just the squire or you can do the brunt and the lower grade work, but we're not expecting you to do anything major. I think they're going to pour into each other where it's necessary. And those shortcomings that they feel like they're having right now, I know that they're going to fill those gaps. But this was just really precious because it's like, and well, then what? Like, actually nothing. People are still calling me stupid right now, and I kind of believe it. I think once he's once we know Dunk to be exactly who he is, when it happens again, he'll know what to do. But this was funny and sad at the same time because you could tell he still believes these things that were told to him, and unfortunately, Egg does too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think they'll be able to commiserate and grow. Like I said, I just love how I feel like these two are going to help each other evolve. Polly, people call me stupid. They call me stupid sometimes.
This is a beautiful bond. These are two brothers. It's absolutely tender. It's funny. It's supportive. Like they both are inspiring each other at different times. I love it. I mean, it's so funny because we talk about like representation and everything, with the things that we see, and yet these two characters, I see myself in them. Growing up as an only kid, always wanted a big brother or a little brother, because I never had that. But it was just really, really cool to see this and to see it grow. And knowing what I know, this is going to have a profound effect on the entire universe of everything, this relationship, which is amazing because the way that they are presenting this, my sweet, like with in a lighthearted approach where you're just like, oh, these guys actually change the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want more of this. Again, that's why I'm just like so in love with this show. It begins and ends with these two guys.
Absolutely. And we needed this. I think the universe needed this because again, I was kind of caught off guard because I hadn't read the tales of them. I hadn't read A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms yet. I think I've only read like a couple chapters even at this point, and I was like, what are we doing here? But then as it kind of evolved, I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. This is fun. This is nostalgic. It feels good. And I do think the universe needed it. But we really kind of, after this point, during the joust, get a really sobering moment for Dunk. And I was like, is Dunk having PTSD? I was like, what is happening here? Like he's flashing back to scenes with Sir Arlen and he's kind of going through the motions. And we have this conversation with Egg when it's all said and done. And he's like, you know what? He was a hard man. I'm not going to make any qualms about that. He was never a champion. He was a whoremonger. He was all of these terrible things, but he still was good to me. And he raised me to be a good man, and he raised me to have integrity, and they don't even know his name. It was like really this kind of this sobering moment and almost a vow that he makes at this point. Like they're going to know what his hands wrought. They're going to know who he was through me, right? And though it's not all me at this moment, it's still very Sir Arlen heavy and proving the naysayers wrong about him. I think in this moment Dunk is finally finding his purpose, right? Because and I am a good person. Not only did he raise me, right, to be a good man, I am a good man. And I think if he can kind of wrap his head around that, I think the sky's the limit for Dunk. Polly, I'm going to start with you. What his hand is wrought, I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them who Sir Arlen was through me. I'm going to be the best I can be in the army. Polly, talk to me about this scene. And what were you thinking when you saw the flashbacks? Were you like, what is Dunk going through? Does he have like battle fatigue? What were you feeling?
Anxiety, like, and I maybe this is all wrong. I think I made a mistake. This is the first time that I it's like, wow, this guy's really brave. He's like he's getting the king, he's there, he's over there, he's not giving up. This is like the first time where he's like totally doubting everything he just did in the first two episodes. You know what? I'm in over my head. I made a grave mistake. I mean, how can you not relate to that? We all have that. That happens in our, in our daily lives. Big, big decisions to small to big decisions that we make with our own lives and our kids and all that stuff. But yeah, that was what a scene. What a scene. And I think this is right before the horns play, right? For the joust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they go back to the, well, I'll save my thoughts about the ending scene But I got to tell you, man, on a personal note, I wasn't raised by my father. I love my father. But this is very personal to me. And I think a lot of people can relate when regards to maybe hearing bad stuff about your parents. And it's like, you know what? My parents raised me. My parents did some good stuff. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Screw you. You don't know. You don't know him. You don't know us. I'm going to show you. And I that's what I got. And I can relate to that. But it's all good, because our parents just did the best they could with what they had, and you definitely saw that with Pennywise. I love that you call him Pennywise. So yeah, that's those are my feelings there.
I love it. Tyra, what his hand is wrought. I'm gonna show them because they don't even remember his name and that he raised me. And I'm a good man, Tyra.
It was a little piece of I'm a good man, Savannah, but some of it was, do I really want to do this? Like, do I really want to do this? It was like Sir Penny's life flashed before his eyes. Like, you did all of this. You got the infection, you died, I buried you, and now what? No, nobody remembers those deeds. Nobody remembered anything, that you've done. Some people don't even consider you worth remembering or a good person. Like, how do I want to be remembered? How is this going to affect how I continue on and how I maneuver in this space? What is it all for if nobody remembers you? So I think it's, scary, but it's also what can I do now to make sure that I'm not forgotten and it's not all for nothing once I'm dead and buried and gone. I thought it was a nice scene. I was glad that Egg was there. We all need an Egg in our life. I was glad that he was there and they could, find and confide in each other in that way. I thought that was just really, really precious. And Egg just giving, Egg be giving sound advice, boy. It's very, like you can do it. Like you can not only get out of the shadow of that memory and be your own man, but you can make them remember. You can be something special. You have it. You just have to believe that you do. I think it's nice, but it's nice and human just to see that we can have all this rejection and all of that. But once we get in it, naturally, size or not, skill or not, I'm going to be terrified. Even if I am good, what does it all mean if nobody remembers who I am or what I did?
For sure. For sure. I really love that scene. It's probably one of my favorite scenes in the show because I think it's a turning point. I think it's going to be a catalyst for his next big move. But now we have Tyra's favorite part, predictions.
Lies. Now looky here. Y'all already know. Y'all know who Egg is. We're not gonna pretend with you people. You know who that is. That's a little Egg Targaryen. That has me concerned because from the moment that we met Egg, I was like, oh, the little baby have alopecia? What's going on? Why is Egg bald? Like what are the reasons? And it's like, oh, okay, we're shaving our head because we're trying to conceal who we really are in our lineage. So I didn't think that they would reveal that so early. So since they did, and the best knights, unfortunately, they suffer. They have suffering beforehand and then they become, even better than they were before. But a lot of the times it's due to loss. And between Egg and Tansel Too Tall, it's looking bad. I think everything so far has been really campy, funny, a little slapstick at times, and kind of positive and really light. I think we're going to be in for like some harsh things. And it's like, whoa, I didn't expect this from this show. This isn't Game of Thrones. What are we doing here? I think that they're trying to make us feel safe and they're going to snatch it. And then we're not going to be safe in the characters that, I don't want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to die, but we know where these universes tend to go. I don't want that, but I feel like we're getting a false sense of security and all this bonding and brotherhood and all they're so precious and supportive of each other and they're just going to be great, but we're great until the moment in the revelation of who Egg really is. What's going to happen with that? What's going to happen with Tansel Too Tall and that relationship? Once things are taken away, we are properly motivated and we fight harder than we ever have before. We train harder than we ever have before. But I'm nervous as to how far that's going to go and what we're going to do to some of these characters we met to get Dunk where he needs to be.
Oh, we shall see. Polly, any predictions either on the next episode or just the remainder of the season?
Well, I predict there will be a third episode and we will watch it. and we will not play. Listen, one of the characters that we have grown fond for, they're gonna break our hearts. And I just hope they don't mess with the novellas too much. You know, I think it's safe to say that our two mains are gonna be okay, you know, at the end of the day. But there's other characters I'm liking. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna make it all was it 8 episodes, 10 episodes? So prediction, well, it's he's gonna joust the next one, right? Man, I don't know if he's gonna do well this first time jousting. You know, I mean, I know he kind of, he went to sleep resolute at the end of episode 2, but I'm like, you know, because even old Lionel was saying, yeah, you really don't got a chance, man. You got no chance. That was a great scene, by the way, in episode 1. Well, okay, I got a prediction. I have a prediction. Okay, Dunk and Too Tall are gonna dance, and Dunk is gonna show his chicken wing moves, because that's some of the greatest dancing I've ever seen on TV. The Dunk chicken wing. Oh my god, I loved it. Right, there you go.
That was so fun. You guys, that was episode 2, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. And what a fun discussion. Polly, I'm going to give you the floor. Let the people know who you are, where you are, and what they can expect from you. What you got going on?
Oh my! Hey, well, first of all, thanks for the invite. It was really great. I had a great time, and I really love this show. With the slant, I just put up on our YouTube channel a rant that I'm doing, because there was an announcement of a character rewritten that's in a new film by Safdie, with the Josh Safdie, and I got some very strong feelings on the race swap that they did, because it was Mexican and now she ain't Mexican anymore, and I have some very strong opinions about that. Check out that video, and then you can catch D Movie Man's and all our written film reviews on the latinoslant.com. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. And you guys, Tyra and I have another live right now, like in 1 minute. So we will see you over there to discuss 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, episode 8. So come on over there, be square. Polly, thank you again for coming through tonight. We appreciate your addition to the discussion. And y'all have an amazing night. Subscribe to everyone you see here on the panel. Be sure to hype it up. If you have some hypes left, save us some hypes, y'all. And do all of the things. And we will see y'all in the next video.